Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dylan, and I'm back again with another comic book review. Now, today, I want to talk about Something is Killing the Children, issue 4. Now, man, this story has been so much fun. Like, oh my god, like, probably honestly, it's definitely up there for, before the Hill House comics came out. I honestly, man, like, Basketball Heads and this are, like, pretty dang close, but I honestly might say that this is passing up Basketball Heads. And you guys know, if you guys watch all my reviews, that I have been going nuts for the Hill House comic books. But dude, Something is Killing the Children. It just gets better and better each issue. And this one we start off with beautiful artwork as always. Let's James Tinney in the fourth, Werther Del Edera, Miguel Murto, coming together to create this beautiful book. Oh man, coming straight out of Boom Studios. Like, Boom Studios, like, a lot of people are hyping them up like crazy, and it is for a good reason, because they are putting out fantastic work. Um, I've been hearing a lot of great things about Folklords, and what was it? The Power Rangers TMNT that just came out of Boom Studios, and if you saw that review, I went absolutely ape shit for that. But let's get into this. It starts off with the girl that's the hunter. Shoot, it's gonna kill me what her name is off the top of my head. Um, she's at this House Depot, and she's basically, like how it ended on issue 3. She tells James that they need to go get weapons. See, I remember James' name, but what the hell is where is it? Whatever, Erica Slaughter. Erica Slaughter. So they go, and this guy that actually, you find out, the guy that was crying in the bar, about his son that died. He's the one that works at the House Depot, and he works in the section where she's looking for some chainsaws. And what he starts talking like, um yeah, so you want to get this one. It will automatically shut off, and it won't just rip through your bones and whatever. It will stop as soon as it hits the floor. Like, it's not one of those cheapies that even if you drop it, it keeps going and going and will injure you possibly. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, let me see one of those. Is it good enough to cut through bone or whatever? Like, going pretty, like, kind of going a little weird with it, because she's like, okay, here it is. She's like, can I see the crappy rundown models? Because he's like, I got the crappy rundown models that can drop and they won't stop going until they chew through your leg or just about anything. And those beasts have a mind of their own. He's like, but I don't like selling those models. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it right, with top of the line. And she's like, can I see that the crappy rundown models? And he's like, sorry. He's like, I don't think you understood me. And he's like, she's like, the ones that rip through anything and everything, like they've got a mind of their own. Could I see those? And he's like, ma'am, I don't think you understand. And he's like, I want to see those models. Henry, please, I don't have much time. Um, and he's like, you've got a lot of renovations coming up, don't you? She's like, yeah. And man, James starts coming through with like hedge clippers, like, look at these scary things. Oh man, it was just, oh, this is just, put it in the cart. And he's like, ma'am, like, he is totally confused on what's going on. Like, what is happening? Especially with all the murders going on, it's a little fishy. But uh, he's like, which of these is the wildest but won't get caught on something unusual if it gets in the way, something that'll just rip through? And he's like, I need cordless. I definitely need cordless. He's like, I guess this one will do the job. And they end up paying and stuff. And the guy Tommy, whose sister died, he ends up going to his dad's house. And yeah, like I always say, my channel is not for children. So this and the books I read aren't for children. So yeah, like, this book was no exception. He walks in, his dad's like drunk off his ass, and he's butt naked on the couch. And he's like, Dad, it's Tommy. And he's like, oh. uh he's like, fuck, I'm naked. And he's like, yeah, I saw that. He's like, fuck, don't fucking look, fucking hell. And he's like, dude, trust me, I'm not trying to. And he's like, how's your mother and stuff? He's like, call her if you really want to know. And he's like, what the hell time is it anyway? And he's like, did they find your sister? Did they find a body? He's like, no, Dad. And he's like, look, it's nothing, I'll get out of, he's like, don't worry, it's nothing, I'll get out of here, sorry I bothered you. And he's like, just call next time. He's like, I called you 7 times, plug your damn phone in. Like, what the fuck, Dad? And he's like, yeah, okay. But it looks like Tommy went there for a purpose, and that purpose was to get a gun. And man, that is just about the dumbest thing he can do, because with his anger building up, man, he's just likely to make a stupid ass decision, or it could come in handy if he runs into a monster. Who knows? But the thing is, he can't see the monsters, because I've seen in past issues they've had monsters that were they showed a monster right behind him and he couldn't see it. So you know where we go next. Okay, yeah, the sheriff, he goes to check out one of these bodies, and this guy popping his bubblegum, he's like, I mean, I don't blame you, it's pretty gross. And he's like, hey baby brother, I look at bodies all day. If I'm saying it's gross, that means I'm taking it serious. Because it looks like his brother is the one, like, it's a small town, so he has, like, his brother is, what do they call that? Like, blood and analyst or whatever that shit is called. Kind of like like that guy Dexter from that show, whatever he was. Something similar to that. But he's like, you know what the weirdest part of all is? You know, predators go for the kill. If they want to stop you, they go for the soft tissue. Faster they get the kill, less likely you are to do, less likely they are to do some damage, and they can get to the meat easy. But this thing didn't want meat. Not really. It rips into them, but then leaves them whole. People, on the other hand, if they're in a killing mood, they're angry, they know what hurts them, and that's where they want to hurt you. They want to draw it out. These killings, their intent here. There's, I don't know how to put it. There's some scary shit at work here. While he pops that bubblegum one more time. And you know, the sheriff's like, oh, damn man, like I know. And because what his brother ends up saying, he's like, it's horrible. Pervert, maybe it's a pervert somehow using a bear's head to kill kids because he hates them. Using a bear's head, how would that work? He's like, but I'll admit, I might just be talking because I had a few beers on my lunch earlier. He's like, damn it, Tim. Yeah, well, dude, it was, yeah, then his sheriff gets another phone call, and finally we find out well, we don't really find out, but we get like a little glimpse of the hand of who Erica must be working for. But when he says, like, you're working for him, and she's like, that girl, she runs on her own. So it's almost like probably this guy like subcontracts her or something. I don't know. Well, because they really don't get into that yet. So I'm wondering what he's gonna be like. What's the secret in hiding him in the shadows so much? And basically, you know, he calls and he's like, I'm terribly sorry about the troubles your town is facing right now. I would like to do what I can to help. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to tell me who you are. And he's like, I'm a friend. Joseph, if you decide a friend is what you're looking for. He's like, you sent Erica here, didn't you? You're the one that's with her. And he's like, oh, Sheriff Kavanaugh, you must have realized by now, Erica Slaughter isn't with anybody. And then we get you know, he's got this cane, and it's hard to make out, like, it looks like maybe like a dragon's head. Or actually, you know, when I think about it, I didn't look at the back. It looks like this, like the head of this. And that's exactly what he has tattooed on his hand, too. I didn't even think about that. Did not think about that. But whatever this is on the back, this emblem or logo, that's what they have tattooed. So I wonder if there's like a cult or something that kills these monsters. Maybe not cult, or like a, you know, like a group. There's something's going on though, where this guy's like subcontracting people to find these monsters. Or, you know, it might just be Erica. I mean, see, the thing is, I thought this series was going to go to 6, but then it got turned into an ongoing, I believe, or maybe it's 12. But the thing with this series, once she takes out this monster, she can keep going on and do more. Like, this could turn into like a somewhat supernatural type comic book story. Like how Supernatural, they keep, if you've, anyone in the channel has seen the TV show Supernatural, when they have multiple hunts, they're hunting monsters all the time. Different. It's not, you know, the hunt never ends. So this story could keep going, and man, I would love that, honestly. And you know, Erica and James, they're walking, and James wants to go with her, but she wants him to stay away. And where was it? He's like, James kind of is asking dumb questions, and she's like, what did I say about questions? And he's like, what are monsters? They're big scary things that eat children. And he's like, okay, what did you think there was? A bigger answer to that, James? I mean, yeah, of course, there has to be a bigger answer to that. And he's like, monsters aren't real. Like, of course they are. You've seen one. They ate your friends. But why did it eat my friends? Because they could see it? Because they believed in it? You know, I didn't believe in monsters, and I don't think they did either. Yeah, you did. Of course you did. Believing is a different thing than knowing. You're old enough to know that there aren't monsters in the world, but you don't believe that. Not really. You hear a noise in the woods or see a shadow shaped wrong, and you're still afraid. It's because your brain's still developing. You're not fully cooked yet. Uh, that was goofy, but, you know, that's just true. And that can give you an advantage. And he's like, how do you mean? You can see them. Adults can't. So that's where I meant, like with Tommy, he can't see them. And he's like, are you younger than you look or something? You know, talking to Eric, James is asking Erica, and he's like, there's ways you can make yourself see them. So possibly, you know, there's ways that adults can see them. And he's like, how? He's like, I'm not giving you any. She's like, I'm not giving you any ideas. You have a full shopping cart of weapons. You can already see them, and when you're older, you're gonna want to forget. And he's like, no, I won't. And he's like, yes, James, you will, and you will be better for it. You'll be better off, most definitely, for it. This is not something you want to remember for your whole life. Basically, like, take it from me. You see the way I live or whatever? But she's like, okay, this is where I'm going in. And he's like, why here? Because, you know, she found out that the first girl, Sarah Washington, she went missing half-mile up the road. This type of monster, it likes to make a nest for itself. I know the sort of places it likes. Lake Michigan is just a mile down that hill. I'll find its den on the coast. You mean we'll find the den? And she's like, no, James, I don't mean we. He's like, you told me I could help, though. And he's like, you picked the weapon. You helped me with the map. And he's like, that's bullshit. I didn't even know about this Washington girl. She wasn't on your list. You told me I could help you. And he's like, you promised. And getting pretty mad. And she's like, you know, if you follow me, you need to do exactly what I say. If we find a certain type of den, and I am not going to let you inside. These things can get stronger, and the way they get stronger is horrible. I've seen horrible already, James goes. Not like this. And promise me, if we get there, and I tell you to stay outside the cave, you'll stay there. If you don't promise me, then I'm not taking you. He promises, but then you go and we see that deputy that the sheriff has watching Erica and James, you know, he's using his binoculars and shit. He's like, what the fuck are these two doing? You know? And he calls into the radios in like, John, are you there? He's like, I got eyes on the slaughter girl. You know, I did before, took a shopping cart full of she took a shopping cart full of knives into the fucking forest. I need to get my good boots out of the trunk if I'm gonna follow her. And he's like, don't follow her. What? He's like, what? You heard me. I don't want you to follow her. Joe, you can't be serious. He's like, I'm fucking serious. Just leave it be. Let her be. Let her do what she's gonna do. He's like, Joe, what the hell has gotten into you? Why you sound so scared? And he's like, over and out. And as deputy goes like, well, fuck that. And he goes to get his boots out of the trunk. And that boy Tommy, he's like, Officer Richards? And he's like, yeah, you don't I recognize you? And he's like, yup, that's me, Tommy, or whatever. Whatever happened, well, you know, my sister, you interviewed me. And he goes and straight whacks him, dude. He cracks him with the gun, pistol whips him, as a matter of fact. So I was like, wow, man, Tommy, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you were gonna plan on killing this chick, like, the worst thing you could have done is take out the damn cop. And Erica and James are walking, and she's like, quickly, stop. She's like, what is it? He's like, we're here. He's like, what's wrong? This is bigger than it should be. What's that smell? And she's terrified. Her eyes get all big, and she's like, you knew this. And then she pulls out her that little toy octopus or whatever that she talks to. She's like, you knew this was going to happen, didn't you, you little piece of shit? James is like, you're scaring me. But, you know, James, I need you to hide behind that ridge up there. Do not come out. I don't care what you hear. And he's like, she's like, wait, take these, now go. And he's like, Erica, I'm not asking. Go, James. And she straps up that mask, gets out her weapons. Man, and she's a badass bitch, bro. She is a badass chick. Like, I wouldn't want to get in the way of her. And, you know, she goes into the cave, and Tommy must have got caught up pretty quickly, because you hear another voice like, I knew it. I knew you did this, because she comes in and finds a pile of dead bodies. It's a little dark to see, but you can see it's a pile of dead bodies. And he's like, you fucking killed them. You killed all of them. And he's like, now you're gonna pay. And she's like, Tommy, you need to get down now. Because the thing, like I said, he can't see it, but the monster once again is right behind him, like when he was leaving his house, I believe, in issue 2. And that's how we end off in this issue, The Angels of Archer's Peak, Part 4. Whew. Man, it was just an awesome issue, like leaving on that cliffhanger ending. I cannot wait for issue 5. I really can't. I am so excited to see what's gonna happen. You know, let me know down in the comments down below what you guys thought of this issue if you've been reading this, because I have been really enjoying this. You know, I'm a big horror fan, so this stuff is like right up my alley. James Tynion IV is a great writer. You know, I haven't read anything by him that I haven't ever really hated. So, dude, this might be the best thing I've read by him, honestly, in my opinion. And I cannot wait to see where he goes with it. But yeah, let me know if you guys have not been enjoying this. If you have been enjoying it, either way, man, just let me know in the comments down below. I'm always interested to know what people are thinking. But if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button on your way out, hitting the subscribe, hitting that bell notification so you get all updates on all my upcoming videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.